I'm back with Deloris Netmaker, and Deloris, you shared a heart-wrenching story of abuse. But what I love about your story is that God just was able to turn your life around for good. And you were moved to a relative's home, removed from all of your siblings. But you became a teacher, started working in the education system. And tell me how you were able to use the experience of abuse and pain to be able to help young women.
Mm-hmm. I think at an early age, as far as even dreams and things that you would like to do in life, and I knew in my heart that I always wanted to help people. At that time, in even here in Saskatoon, there wasn't a whole lot of Aboriginal youth or young people going in and finishing grade 12, and because of maybe a lack of support or the encouragement, given my my background, the doubts and all that, in my heart I said, I'm going to graduate. I'm going to graduate. Next thing you know, 4 years has come and gone, and I'm walking into my first classroom, and I remember one student in particular, a grade 3 classroom. She used to come and she used to write in her journal a lot of things, and then she'd come and talk to me, and she says, Mrs. Netmaker, she says, I really want to go back and live with my mom. I want to go back and live with my mom. And I said, well, what's happening? What's going on? And she says, well, my mom is in Prince Albert, and I'm living with my grandma, and I really miss my mom. And I saw myself in her. Yeah. And because I felt those feelings. And then finally she, in her last journal writing, she wrote, Mrs. Netmaker, I'm not scared anymore. She said, because my grandma said, if he comes into my room again, all I have to do is holler in that hole in the floor. And so I'm not scared anymore. And more as I went into different grades and to different classes, it was just that heart of, you know what I have in me, I want you so much to have. And what God has done for me, I want God to do for you.
You and your husband now pastor a church and pastor a community. We hear about suicide rates going up, this being an epidemic. We hear about abuse in many Native communities. What can we do? How do you help solve this problem?
Marvin was reminding me last night about one of the students that we taught. I think this young man must have been in grade 1 when I had him, and then Marvin had him the year after. But we both had a chance to teach this young boy. And at the age of 13, he ended up in a home, and he took his own life at 13. And for us, that's when it really hit us. It really hit closer to our hearts, and in my heart, I felt like, God, I said, we need to do something. The privilege that Marvin and I have is that since 2008, we've been part of a ministry called Saskatchewan Aboriginal Ministries. And so it has enabled us to go into the communities. And so we, in any way and time, and we're there to go and be a support and just getting to know the people. Like right here in the city, there's such a field of our people, so many of them coming in from the communities that we have been in touch with, and so the communication and the connections are there. We need to reach out, and so we've just making those connections day to day, and just speaking life into them, and any opportunity we have through church, through functions, we just wanted to sow our lives into that. Even through our church at All Nations, God had said that you need to open up your arms a little wider, because the work that He is calling us to do, we will not be able to do it ourselves. He said it's going to take the nations to help you. We believe that God is going to send us out more and more, and just speak that life of hope in Jesus.
Thank you so much, Deloris, for your time today.
Yeah.